betrayed into doing that thou art sworn to avoid. Cut thyself sharply upon the wrist or forearm with a razor, even as thou shouldst beat a disobedient dog. Feareth not the horse the teeth of the camel, fine armed and serveth thee. Both for a warning and for a record thou shalt write down thy daily progress in these practices, until thou art perfectly vigilant at all times over the least action that slippeth from the least of thy fingers. Thus bind thyself, and thou shalt be forever free.
But you, who have defied the law, you who have conquered by subtlety, your force, I am the God who giveth all. 20 I ask you to sacrifice. Nothing at mine altar. I am the God who giveth all. 20 with light, love, force, fantasy, fire. These do I bring you. Mine hands are full of these. Joy in the journey, there is joy in the goal. 20 feet, only if ye are sorrowful, or weary, or angry, or discomforted, then ye may know that ye have lost the golden thread, the thread wherewith I guide you to the heart of the groves of Eleusis. My disciples are proud and beautiful. They are strong and swift. They rule their way like mighty conquerors. 25. The weak, the timid, the imperfect, the cowardly, the poor, the tearful. These are mine enemies, and I am come to destroy them. This also is compassion. An end to the sickness of earth, a rooting out of the weeds, a watering of the flowers. 25. Oh my children, ye are more beautiful than the flowers. Ye must not fade in your season. 28. I love you. I would sprinkle you with the divine dew of immortality. 29. This immortality is no vain hope beyond the grave. I offer you the certain consciousness of bliss. 30. I offer it at once on earth before an hour hath struck upon the bell. You shall be with me in the bowls that are beyond decay.
Against sorrow, against weariness, against them that seek to enslave you. 11 I pour you lustral wine, that giveth you delight both at the sunset and the dawn. 12 come with me, and I will give you all that is desirable upon the earth. 13. Because I give you that of which earth and its joys are but as shadow. 14. They My joy abideth even unto the end. 15. I have hidden myself beneath a mask. I am a black and terrible God. 16. With courage conquering fear shall ye approach me. Ye shall lay down your heads upon mine altar, expecting the sweep of the sword. But the first kiss of love shall be radiant on your lips, and all my darkness and terror shall turn to light and joy. 18. Only those who fear shall fail, those who have bent their backs to the yoke of slavery, until they can no longer stand upright, them will I despise. 19. But you who have defied the law, you who have conquered by subtlety or force, you will I take unto me, even I will take you unto me. 20. I ask you to sacrifice nothing at mine altar. I am the God who giveth
In the name of the Lord of Initiation, Amen. 1. I fly and I light as an hawk. Of the mother of emerald are my mighty sweeping wings. 2. I swoop down upon the black earth, and it gladdens into green at my coming. 3. Children of earth, rejoice! Rejoice exceedingly! For your salvation is at hand. The end of sorrow is come. I will ravish you away into mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and bring you to the bride. I will spread a feast against weariness, against them that seek to enslave you. In the name of the Lord of Initiation, Amen. One I fly and I alight as an hawk, of mother of emerald are my mighty sweeping wings. 2. I swoop down upon the black earth, and it gladdens into green at my coming. 3, children of earth! Rejoice! Rejoice exceedingly! For your salvation is at hand. The end of sorrow is come. I will ravish you away into mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and bring you to the bridal. I will spread a feast before you in the house of happiness. 6. I am not come to rebuke you or to enslave you. 7. I bid you not turn from your voluptuous ways, from your idleness, from your follies. But I bring you joy to your pleasure, peace to your languor, wisdom to your folly. 9. All that ye do is right, if so be that ye enjoy it. 10. I am come against sorrow, against weariness, against them that seek to enslave you.
Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be energetic and strong like the salamanders, but avoid irritability and ferocity. Be flexible and attentive to images like the undines, but avoid idleness and changeability. Be laborious and patient like the gnomes, but avoid grossness and avarice. 20. 20. So shalt thou gradually develop the powers of thy soul, and fit thyself to command the spirits of the elements. Forbid thou to some of the gnomes to pander to thy avarice. Thou wouldst no longer command them, but they would command thee. Wouldst thou abuse the pure beings of the woods and mountains to fill thy coffers and satisfy thy hunger of gold? Wouldst thou debase the spirits of living fire to serve thy fire thy free? Wouldst thou violate the purity of the souls of the waters to pander to thy lust of debauchery? Wouldst thou force the spirits of the evening breeze to minister to thy folly and caprice? Know that with such desires thou canst but attract the weak, not the strong, and in that case the weak will have power over thee. 21! In the true religion there is no sex, therefore take heed that thou blaspheme nothing knoweth is God. For if thou do this thing in Jupiter, thou wilt blaspheme. HB, foe, HB, Yod and Osiris, HB, foe, HB, Yod, ask and ye shall walk, ask and ye shall have, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you.
Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be irritated and strong like the salamanders, but avoid irritability and ferocity. Be flexible and attentive to images like the undines, but avoid idleness and changeability. Be laborious and patient like the gnolls, but avoid grossness and 20. So shalt thou gradually develop the powers of thy soul, and fit thyself to command the spirits of the elements. For wert thou to summon the gnomes to pander to thine avarice, thou wouldst no longer command them, they would command thee. Wouldst thou abuse the pure beings of the woods and mountains to fill thy coffers and satisfy thy hunger of gold? Wouldst thou debase the spirits of loving fire to circle wrath and hatred? Wouldst thou violate the purity of the souls of the waters to pander to thy indestructibility? Wouldst thou force the spirits of the evening breezes, minions unto thy father free? No, that with such desires thou canst but attract the weak, not the strong.
Hello, I'm well acquainted with baiting and switching. Many of you know a catfish on this app. She's a good example of bait and switch. She baited and switched a lot of you. And, you know, all I can say is many people here, they don't read anymore. And they don't even look up definitions of words because they just don't care. They're lazy.
Can you give me a definition of circumcised?
Can you give me the definition of caprice?
Can you not ask questions like a fucking Jew? Answer my question, you little idiot.
Oh boy, you're a special one.
Give me the definition of circumcised.
Give me something, give me something.
Give me the definition of definition.
After that, I'm gonna kick you out of the room.
You just have to ignore him. Who are you talking about, John Kitover?
Trent, can you give me definition of circumcision?
Yes, it's when a moil takes a razor blade and delicately cuts the foreskin on a schmeckle.
Okay, that's gay.
And then they take that foreskin and they photograph it and put it on Tinder and Hinge to attract human shit like yourself, flies, to garbage. And then Vladislav is there. Look! It's human shit!
That's not circumcised.
Is that what happened to you? Did you have a bad moil? Did you have an accident on your schmeckle?
What's a moral? Nigga, what's a moral?
Did you just say the N-word?
Nigga, yeah.
Did you say it with the A-H, the A, or the hard R?
There is no H in nigga, my nigga.
No, you can say it with an H at the end.
There's no H.
Yeah. N-I-G-G-A-H. Nigga.
Yeah, you can put it that way, it's fine.
All right. I'm glad we finally agree on something, Vladislav. Nigga. That was with the A-H at the end. Nigga. That was with the A-H at the end.
M-I-G-G-A. I didn't hear the H, bro. You're racist as fuck.
Well, I want everybody to pat themselves on the back because you are experiencing at this very moment extreme brain rot. Vladislav here suffers from what we call in clubhouse therapy rooms brain rot. I just talked.
It's being over fucking used because all these boomers and fucking millennials are using it from Gen Z. And I knew it brain rot a long time ago, but I don't use it in my vocabulary because I don't fit that demographic. And it seems stupid that people in their above 30s using that terminology for little kids.
Yeah, thank you, Trent.
Well, does anyone here know about the diagnosis NFFN? NFFN? Nigga, faggot, faggot, nigga? You've never heard of the NFFN diagnosis in psychiatry, the DSM-V 69? It stands for nigga, faggot, faggot, nigga. NFFN. Hello?
I was right about that word. I was right about it.
Hello?
Fuck you.
You guys are really overwhelming me.
It's alright. It's fine.
Hello?
Fuck you.
I recently came out with a clothing company called Sunshine Babyface Hello Clothing Company. Hello?
Isaiah, how you doing? Hello. How's all the Adderall fiends doing in this room?
You know, I'm taking Adderall.
Excellent. I know it.
Vladislav, is it true that Isaiah, the Ayatollah, is gay? Vladislav, how much longer do you think you have to live on the battlefront in Ukraine? A week? 2 weeks? Hello?
Fuck you. What
You've never heard of the NFFN diagnosis in psychiatry, the DSM-V 69? It stands for
Oh my god, this guy looks like Jeff on Reddit.
Really?
Yeah, it's on Big Daddy.
Oh, well. Do you think it's
What is
good?
that? A Reddit page here, I'll send it to you guys. Okay.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming. It's good to come once a day. I like to come before I go to sleep. It puts me right to sleep. Then I take the deepest breath of the day. And I hold it for 10 seconds.
Oh my god, it does look like Jeff.
10, not 11. 10, not 9. Then sometimes I take the second deepest breath of the day. Did you feel like you got baited and switched? As soon as I saw that face. And
salacious stuff behind her back. But envy works like that. It's very covert. And you'll think, oh, this person is my friend and all this kind of stuff. And then when something happens,
Hello?
and they can be on the other side, they will turn on you. That's it.
Hello?
Jealousy right in your face. Jealousy, they'll say something bad about you. They'll be all
Hello?
That's jealousy. But envy is what you got to watch out for.
no, you gotta look out for avarice and being capricious. But you don't even know what those words mean. Avarice? Caprice? Hello?
When did Chris Paul come in the room?
Fuck. Jonas.
Okay.
With the same thing tomorrow, Adrian, okay? I might not be in a good mood because I feel like you playing with me.
You are running into.
And in that case, the weak will have power over thee. 21. In the true religion there is no sect. Therefore take heed that thou blaspheme not the name by which another knoweth his God. For if thou do this thing in Jupiter, thou wilt blaspheme.
Probably got some good ass cookie. motherfucker in a circle, bro.
Got the island girl. Got my island girl. Now we're back in the circle.
You know, the thing is, the mystery is gone. There's no more mystery. Because the best pornography that's ever been made has already been made. You can't top it. So if you've seen the best, then you walk out into the real world and you meet a perfect 10, and then let's say somehow you manage to get her in the sack. Well, how does she perform? It puts me right in psychiatry, the DSM-V 69. It says so nigga. Right. NFFN.
These chicks, man. These chicks was that body dude? Nigga. Guys in one day. Some
you never heard of the NFFN diagnosis in psychiatry, the DSM-V 69? It stands for nigga. Nigga.
Once they first started cutting up things with knives, they developed shit. I'm gonna fucking blow your heart out. What the fuck you doing here? Shit. Hey, you want me to top this shit? What the fuck? No. You know, I'm just gonna be straight up honest, bro.
See, the thing is, if you
fucking follow behind that shit.
If you got a broken heart and you miss the woman who made you so happy because she was just so beautiful and so wonderful to be with, and she's with some other man right now, riding him on the couch, living in a multi-million-dollar house saying, "Oh, honey, I love you." But yet she just rode you like a year ago or 3 years ago or 5. My point is, you still have to find your own happiness and your own to-do. So actually, most women are just like the moon. They're just orbiting you. And, you know, some planets have multiple moons. Some planets only have one moon. But the moon represents a woman, and the woman is just a satellite. So what is the Earth? And who are you?
I don't know what an Earth is. I know what an Earth is, but that Earth.
That round ball, that green and blue ball. It's the truth of the Earth, KP. Better ask somebody.
The truth of the Earth begins at your birth. It ends at your death.
You got blue balls or some shit. What?
Hello. I saw a woman get out of an SUV one time, walk up to a guy in a line and shoot him in the chest. Shot him right in the chest, ran back in that car and took off. The guy ran down the street spraying blood right out of his heart. That bitch murdered her husband.
Was this in Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something harsh in Chicago. I believe it. Wow, I believe it.
It was at an establishment.
Chicago
It's called Boss Bar. She murdered her boss at Boss Bar.
Was she black?
I'm not sure. I don't know for sure.
Between Chicago and fucking Elgin, that's some bad motherfuckers over there, man.
Yeah, Chicago was rough, man. I thought Detroit was bad, bro. I'm like, Chicago.
Hell no.
People from Detroit come to Chicago. They do crime sprees here. Then they go back to Detroit.
Yeah, Chicago's a whole other beast, man.
People come to Chicago to commit crimes. Then they leave. They go back to where they came from.
Ain't shit over in Chicago. You got the Sox, Cubs, the motherfucking hair bro, goddamn candy. That's it. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, the Bears are Indiana's
They
trying to
leave
get the Bears over there, man. Yeah.
I don't know
This
where
is
they're
the
going,
moment
you know.
that made you say, Indiana, it's gonna be. I mean, yeah, they're proposing it be right on the border, so Chicago fans still have access to it. But yeah, bro, they're the Bears want to leave, man. Chicago's becoming a wasteland, bro. That
That's the
leadership down
dumbest
there.
shit, man. The
That's your
Bears,
boy
man,
Brandon.
the Bears been there for what, 100 years.
See, the thing is, there's a lot of corporations here, so every year there's a new influx of recent college graduates. So any major city has that same draw, which is, high quality recent college graduates. And so you get a lot of hot chicks, who are in their 20s. And it's like that in every major city. And those chicks are the ones on the dating apps talking to thousands of men. So, and they just circulate every year, a new batch, a new crowd, a new swipe.
Just like I was shocked when the Rams moved out of St. Louis. They built that whole fucking stadium, which was a beautiful stadium. I've been there several times. Sunset Hill. Was a team. And they pulled the Rams out of there. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. So you're just going to sit here, build a stadium, and let it rot, and not bring anything in. You could have made a proposal to the university to have a play or something. What's going on, Stash?
Oh, long day.
What's up, Mustachio? You selling anything today?
No, I might have a couple deals this weekend though, which that's what we want. We want them on Saturdays.
Oh, why is that?
I get the full docking fee, which is $575 versus $200.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Go get it, man.
Tell all your customers that come in during the week to come back on Saturday.
No, I sell them if they're ready to sell, but there's, like I'm talking to a guy now. I've talked to two guys today that said they would be able to come in Saturday.
Nice.
Oh shit! Today's Wednesday. God dog it. No, I didn't put my phone in.
To sleep.
Session.
Then I take the deepest breath of the day.
You guys got the votes up?
And I hold it for 10 seconds.
He ain't sent nothing for it yet. I don't know.
Oh my God! Silence. Text.
Neither one of us have been real consistent this last week.
Then sometimes I take the second
What's
deepest
the
breath
goal
of the day.
We do. Vic does this room on Thursday nights called the Squinting Room,
Did you feel like you got baited and
and
switched?
he gives us the choice of
Soon
3
as I
different
saw
art
that
pieces.
face.
And everybody who comes into the room gets before the show starts, like either usually he sends it out today or early in the morning, and you pick one of the 3 pieces, and the one with the most votes wins, and then we discuss that piece of artwork. Vic's went to school for art, so he knows how to critique it and stuff, and he teaches us what to look for, which I went to school for art too, so this is stuff that I already know. I'm just an art nerd, so I like to participate. And so he tells us what to look for and
its own sake. Not for reward, not for gratitude from them, not for sympathy. If thou art generous, thou wilt not longer for thine ears to be tickled by expressions of gratitude. 12. Remember that unbalanced force is evil. That unbalanced severity is but cruelty and oppression. But that also unbalanced mercy is but weakness which would allow and abet evil. Act passionately. Think rationally. Be thyself. 14. True ritual is as much action as word. It is will. 14. Remember that this earth is but an atom in the universe, and that thou thyself art but an atom thereon, and that even couldst thou become the god of this earth, whereon thou crawlest and grovellest, that thou wouldest even then be but an atom, and one amongst many. 15. Nevertheless, have the greatest self-respect, and to that end sin not against thyself. The sin which is unpardonable is knowingly and willfully to reject truth, to fear knowledge, lest that knowledge pander to thy prejudices. To obtain magical power, learn to control thought, admit only those ideas that are in harmony with the end desired, and not every stray and contradictory idea that presents itself. Fixed thought is a means to an end. Therefore, pay attention to the power of silent thought and meditation. Material act is but the outward expression of thy thought. And therefore, hath it been said that the thought of foolishness is sin. Thought is the commencement of action. And if a chance thought can produce much effect, what cannot fixed thought do? 18. Therefore, as hath already been said, establish thyself firmly in the equilibrium of forces, in the center of the cross of the elements, the cross from whose center the creative word issued in the birth of the dawning universe. 19. Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be energetic and strong like the salamanders, but avoid irritability and ferocity. Be flexible and attentive to images like the undines, but avoid idleness and changeability. Be laborious, heretious, like the gnomes, but avoid grossness and avarice. good unto others for its own sake, not for reward, not for gratitude from them, not for sympathy. If thou art generous, thou wilt not long for thine ears to be tickled by expressions of gratitude. 12. Remember that unbalanced force is evil, that unbalanced severity is but cruelty and oppression, but that also unbalanced mercy is but weakness, which would allow and abet evil, act passionately, think rationally, be thyself. 13. True ritual is as much action as word. It is will. Remember that this earth is but an atom in the universe, and that thou thyself art but an atom thereon, and that even couldst thou become the god of this earth whereon thou crawlest and grovelest, that thou wouldest, even then, be but an atom and one amongst many. 15. Nevertheless have the greatest self-respect, and to that end sin not against thyself. The sin which is unpardonable is knowingly and willfully to reject truth, to fear knowledge lest that knowledge pander not to thy prejudices, to obtain magical power, learn to control thought, admit only those ideas that are in harmony with the end desired, and not every stray and contradictory idea that presents itself. 17. Fixed thought is a means to an end. Therefore pay attention to the power of silent thought and meditation. The material act is but the outward expression of thy thought, and therefore had it been said that the thought of foolishness is sin, thought is the commencement of action, and if a chance thought can produce much effect, what cannot fixed thought do? Aether, as hath already been said, establish thyself firmly in the equilibrium of forces, in the center of the cross of the elements, the cross from whose center the Creator's word issued in the birth of the dawning universe. 19. Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid formality and caprice. Behind arrogance and toilers and salamanders, but avoid irritability and ferocity. Be flexible and attentive to ninjas like the undines, but avoid idleness and changeability. Be laborious and patient like the gnomes, but avoid grossness and avarice.
Magical gifts, you should have fight so live firm and steadfast. For it is by covering my weaknesses, not for weakness will the power of vanity. All of myself being for myself, yes, fear lies and I lost spirit. Fear is failure, and I'm so manner of failure. It's not the
Learn first. O thou who aspirest unto our ancient order, that equilibrium is the basis of the work. If thou thyself hast not a sure foundation, whereon wilt thou stand to direct the forces of nature? Know then, that as man is born into this world amidst the darkness of matter, and the strife of contending forces, so must his first endeavor be to seek the light through their reconciliation. Thou then, who hast trials and troubles, rejoice because of them, for in them is strength, and by their means is a pathway open unto that light. O man, whose life is but a day in eternity, a drop in the ocean of time, how, were thy trials not many, couldst thou purge thy soul from the dross of earth? Is it but now that the higher life is beset with dangers and difficulties? Hath it not ever been so with the sages and hierophants of the past? They have been persecuted and reviled. They have been tormented of men. Yet through this also has their glory increased. Rejoice therefore, O initiate, for the greater thy trial, the greater thy triumph, when men shall revile thee and speak against thee falsely, hath not the Master said, Blessed art thou! Yet, O aspirant, let thy victories bring thee not vanity, for with increase of knowledge should come increase of wisdom. He who knoweth little thinketh he knoweth much, but he who knoweth much hath learned his own ignorance. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of hell! Learn first, O thou who aspirest unto our ancient order, that equilibrium is the basis of the work. If thou thyself hast not a sure foundation, whereon wilt thou stand to direct the forces of nature? Know then, that as man is born into this world amidst the darkness of matter and the strife of contending forces, so must his first endeavor be to seek the light through their reconciliation. Thou then, who hast trials and troubles, rejoice because of them, for in them is strength, and by their means is a pathway opened unto that light. Is it but now that the higher life is beset with dangers and difficulties? Hath it not ever been so with the sages and hierophants of the past? They have been persecuted and reviled. They have been tormented of men. Yet through this also has their glory increased. Rejoice,
Therefore, O initiate, for the greater thy trial, the greater thy triumph, when men shall revile thee and speak against thee falsely, hath not the Master said, Blessed art thou! O aspirants, let thy victories bring not vanity, for with increase of knowledge should come increase of wisdom. He who knoweth little thinketh he knoweth much, but he who knoweth much hath learned his own ignorance. Seest thou man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him. has the right to live by his own law. Live in the way that he wills to do. To work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to guide when and how he will. To man has the right to be what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Man has the right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write what he will, to draw, paint, carve, and mold as he will, to dress as he will. For man has the right to love as he will. Take your fill and will of love as he will. When, with whom he will. I like 51. Man has the right to kill those who would walk these rights, but slaves shall serve. Love is the law. Love under will. Love is the law. Love under will. Love is the law. Love under will. Oh, love is the unpardonable is knowingly and willfully to reject truth, to fear knowledge less than knowledge, pander not to thy prejudices. Man has the right to live by his own law, live in the way that he wills to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will. To man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the Take your fill and will of love as you will. When, where, and with whom ye will. I 51. 5 men has a right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slaves shall serve while peace derides. Love is the law.
Man has a right to live by his own law, to live in the way that he wills to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will. Man has a right to eat what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell what he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Free man has a right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write what he will, to draw, paint, carve, etch, mold, build as he will, to trust as he For man has a right to love as he will. Take your fill and love as he will. When, where, and with whom he will. If we will. 5 men has a right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slaves shall serve. Little 15. Love is the The unicorn is speech. Man, rule thy speech. How else shalt thou master the sun and answer the logician at the right-hand gateway of the crown?
Here are practices. Each may last for a week or more.
Avoid using some common word. such as endure thee, or but use a paraphrase.
Avoid using some letter of the alphabet, such as T or S or M. Use a paraphrase.
Avoid using the pronouns and adjectives of the first person. Use a paraphrase. Thine own ingenious device others. On each occasion that thou art betrayed into saying that thou art sworn to avoid, cut thyself sharply upon the wrist or forearm with a razor. Even as thou shouldst beat a disobedient dog, feareth not the unicorn, the claws and teeth of the lion.
Thine arm then serveth thee both for a warning and for a record. Thou shalt write down thy daily progress in these practices.
Until thou art perfectly vigilant at all times over the least word that slippeth from thy tongue.
Thus bind thyself,
And thou shalt be forever free.
Okay, we got a world exclusive new AI video. Here we go. It only takes 20 seconds.
Into my loneliness comes the sound of a flute in dim groves that haunt the uttermost hills. Even from the brave river they reach to the edge of the wilderness. And I behold Pan.
The snows are eternal above, and their perfume smokes upward into the nostrils of the stars.
But what have I to do with these? To me only the distant flute, the abiding vision of Pan. On all sides Pan, to the eye, to the ear. The perfume of Pan pervading, the taste of him utterly filling my mouth, so that the tongue breaks forth into a weird and monstrous speech. The embrace of him intense on every center of pain and pleasure. The sixth interior sends aflame with the inmost self of him. Myself, flung down the precipice of being.
Even to the abyss, annihilation, an end to loneliness, as to all.
my loneliness comes. The sound of a flute in dim groves that haunt the uttermost hills. Even from the brave river they reach to the edge of the wilderness. And I behold Pan. The snows are eternal above. Above. And their perfume smokes upward into the nostrils of the stars. But what have I to do with these? To me, only the distant flute, the abiding vision of Pan. On all sides, Pan to the eye, to the ear, the perfume of Pan pervading, the taste of him utterly filling my mouth, so that the tongue breaks forth into a weird and monstrous speech. The embrace of him intense on every center of pain and pleasure. The sixth interior sense of flame with the inmost self of him. Myself flung down the precipice of being, even to the abyss, annihilation, and then to loneliness as swan. Pan! Pan! Neo!
Hello?
The fingers meet below the heart, forming between thumbs and fingers the descending triangle of water. The goddess Arumoth, same body and foot position as Nunlert too, but head erect. Arms are brought down over the chest, so that the thumbs touch above the heart and the backs of the hands are to the front. The fingers meet below the heart, forming between thumbs and fingers the descending triangle of water.
They got shoes supporting the sky, frontal heels to
For God said fighting. The God said fighting. The God said fighting. The God said fighting. Funko figure heart, she foot pointed to the fore and angled slightly outward with weight on ball of foot. LF heel touching arts, heel and foot pointed left arms form a diagonal with body right above head and in line with the waist at waist height. Hands palmer and open with fingers outstretched and together. Head erect.
nib and three arms are angled, so that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow palm aside, facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers the ascending triangle. Fire. Frontal head and body like nib and three arms are angled, so that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow palm aside, facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers the ascending triangle. Fire. Fire. The goddess thou, Ashneth. Frontal head and body like numbered three arms are angled, so that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow palmar side, facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers the ascending triangle of fire. Frontal head and body like nib and three arms are angled, so that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow palm aside, facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers the ascending triangle. Fire. Frontal head and body like nib and three arms are angled, so that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow palm aside, facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers the ascending triangle. Fire.
I would say knowledge thou Aishne. Frontal head and body like Niven, 3 arms are angled, so that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow, palm aside. Facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers the ascending triangle.